Hi everyone, I have to say this is needed badly. So let's look into this, to another part of Volcano versus man. And in this episode, it's really Volcano versus man. And ooh, I have my doubt that man will win, because this volcano is really keeping them busy, let's say that way, but it's lurking forward steadily, and some very interesting things have happened. So let's do this step by step so that I can bring you up to date about all that has happened. Have a look at the map behind me. So this gives you a good overview about the eruption. You see where the crater is located, and then you see a mountain that's a little bit northwest of the crater that is still going with the eruption. That's called Cylingerfell. And then basically between the crater and Cylingerfell, there is this area where the lava is collecting, building a pond, a lava lake. And you have to imagine this lake. It's like if you take a river and you build a dam, and then a lake, an artificial lake is forming. And then let's say someone destroys the dam, and then the lava keeps flowing, and it did just a few days ago. And then if you look at Cylingerfell and you see the black lava flow there, it was flowing around Cylingerfell and then to the west of Cylingerfell. And then you see it was flowing along the defense walls. So this is a picture, a NASA picture that's a few days old. So the lava tongue along that defense walls of Svartsengi, where the power plant and the Blue Lagoon are located, is even thicker and larger right now. And so this was causing problems, as you can imagine. So we know that even in the last eruption, when these eruptions keep going for so long, guys, they build the lava on top of each other. So it's not only the problem that the lava would spread out and advance into areas, which it did, very fast flowing, but now the danger is that it's getting higher and higher. And already in the last eruption, it was creeping over the defense wall in Grindavik, creeping slowly, and then thankfully the eruption did stop. So that wasn't a major threat for the town of Grindavik because it was so slow, but there was no lava lake that could burst and then send this fast flowing waterfall down there. So this happened a few days ago. The first lava pond that had built up there, the wall broke and it was flowing super rapidly over Grindavik, the access road to the Svartsengi area, and then along the defense walls. So that could happen again, and that's what the experts saying, because once this lava lake is full, it'll do the same thing again, and then it'll run from a higher level, because the lava, it's a sneaky lava. This volcano knows what he's doing. I mean, it's a sneaky guy, I have to say that. It's like, really, I don't want to make fun of it, but it's like Fraggle Rock, right? These hero men in the excavators there that are building these defense walls, that are trying to fight off the volcano. They're the Fraggles. And then I forgot what this monster was that always takes down the Fraggles buildings and eats them. This is the volcano, right? It's going at the defense walls, at the infrastructure, the roads, the hot water pipes, the electric lines, high voltage power lines, water supply for Grindavik, and so on. So if that lava pond breaks again, lava flows at a higher level, then it can rapidly flow over the defense wall and into Svartsengi, where the power plant is located. Power plant would be hit first, and then we have the Blue Lagoon that's attached to the power plant, right? Let's not get into this in this video. You know the Lagoonies, they love to be in there whenever they can, no matter the risk. So right now, what are the officials saying? Because what they did basically on June 18th, they were doing something that tells you, I made a video about it, I called it the last resort to save Svartsengi. They did something that they did in 1973 trying to cool down lava, the tongue of the lava, to prevent it from going in the direction it was going. It was happening in 1973. They wanted to save their port in Vestmannaeyjar. So since this had never been done before, they had to be creative. They brought everything that they could, pipes and pumps, and were spraying the tongue of the lava, and they were successful to save their port with like equipment that is so inferior to what we have these days. So then the news came out like 2 days ago that they want to spray the tongue of the lava at this area where the lava has breached the defense wall of Svartsengi. It's been creeping on top of it and then a little bit over it. And then the risk is, as even if you don't see any red glowing lava there, the lava is still moving forward. That black monster is creeping forward slowly, and it is increasing because also underneath the top layer that looks like it's a little bit cooled down and solidified, the lava keeps pushing forward even without the lava pond's help. So they thought, let's cool down, let's spray that lava, and then let's use dozers. And at the same time, you know, it's very, very dangerous because you can't get too close. That lava is really, really hot. So as you can see, it's been building up very, very high. So working there while the lava keeps creeping and while there's a risk of the lava pond breaking, but also since the lava is higher than the defense wall, it could crumble and lead to like a lava rock slide. And if you're down there with the dozer or with your equipment, they brought in fire trucks that were trying to cool down the lava and spraying the lava. We'll talk about this in a second, whether they were successful with this or not. So should they raise the defense walls as a whole in Svartsengi or in general? They're thinking about this. But right now they're saying they haven't made a decision whether they want to raise the defense walls or not. It surprises me a little bit because I kind of, from my gut feeling, right now they should use the time, guys, and do whatever they can. Build it up as much as they can. Build a second wall if they can divert. It's difficult. In Grindavik, they were building a second wall where the wall was breached. They were building a second layer inside. So they were thinking, if it breaches the first wall, we still can divert it away from Grindavik and make it flow towards the sea around Grindavik. But if you look at that picture here, it's not that easy because, you know, there's still Lingerfell that blocks it from flowing. And then there's Mount Thorbjorn. And the problem is, where would you divert it? It's obviously not wanting to flow further north. The lava kind of keeps pushing south, even if it's flowing to the west. And there's Grindavik. So you could send it down Grindavik because that's a paved road. That's a nice flow path. But if you send it down to Grindavik, it will flow into Grindavik. I mean, there are defense walls on the western side of Grindavik, but will they be able to hold all that flow? So it's not easy. They're saying there are no plans to raise the defense walls in Svartsengi, in that area where the lava has flowed over the defense wall yesterday. They're saying the lava flows are now reaching the height of the defense wall. And they're even higher. You can see it if you look the live pictures, and it's even higher. And they're also confirming that a lot of lava has accumulated west of Lingerfell after this lava pool did break. So they're saying the earlier work that they have started on these dikes, like fixing the dikes, is still ongoing, but a new decision has not been made as to whether the dikes will be raised again, aside from the work that they're doing right now. That's what the director of the Public Defense Communications team is saying today. And they're saying we only assess the situation based on how the eruption develops, and then we constantly try to respond to new trends. In my opinion, let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. I think they should be proactive as they can be, because it's already ongoing. I mean, they say the defense walls are holding up well. Yes, but how well will they hold up if the next lava river comes when the pond bursts? They're saying that the lava that was flowing along the defense walls and was flowing over the defense walls did not reveal any defects in the defense walls or did not damage them. Well, kind of, it was flowing over them, right? And they're admitting this in some way. They're saying, yeah, the defense walls are holding up quite well so far, and they are. I have to say that. Great job, right? But they're saying, but it is impossible to predict whether this event with the lava flow, the threat to the Svartsengi defense wall, will happen again. And then they say it will be very difficult to stop it. So they're worried. I can tell that they're worried. They're saying it can be very difficult to stop it. And this is important. Remember that sentence when we will start about that lava cooling effort, whether that was successful or not, or what they want to do with this moving forward. Of course, they're saying this is just the nature of this volcano that we're dealing with here. And of course, anything can happen. Yes, it can. And we have to understand the Met Office has just released the new, it's not a new hazard map, the hazard level remains the same. It's valid until June 25th, should there not be any changes in the eruption and in the volcano. And the land rise underneath Svartsengi is still ongoing. This has started again after there was a little dip in the curve. You see it here on the graph. It's going steadily while the magma is coming towards the eruption site and flowing out as lava. So definitely that deeper magma reservoir is still powerful and is still sending out more magma than is currently flowing out of the eruption crater. And that's why the shallow magma chamber that lies at only a depth of 4 kilometers is filling up to capture this excess lava that is not flowing out into the eruption site at the moment. So all these predictions that this current eruption could be the last eruption in the Sutnuka crater series in this area that could threaten Grindavik and Svartsengi with eruptions. They thought mid-July and August this will be the end. And again, what do you think, guys? I don't think so. I think it's preparing for the next eruption. The situation is quite similar as it was while the last eruption that was also lasting very long was going on. And I think we're going into week 3 with the current eruption. So it's quite similar. Yes, they're saying they have tested the lava that is coming out, and some of the lava was older lava that must have been in the magma chamber longer. So it was a similar chemical composition like the lava had at Fagradalsfjall. So they're thinking, is this the end? Is the old stuff now pushed out? But you know, if this is the point to lead to the conclusion that this is ending, I don't think so, because new lava's coming back in. So I think they have to reevaluate the results and what that could mean. So lava cooling, spraying lava with water, does that work in this case? Will that save the defense wall, or did it save Svartsengi and the defense wall? They're saying, you know, the Icelandic morning newspaper MBL has released an article about that, and they said that they worked hard to cool down the lava. So the firefighters from the Sudurn's fire protection agency, they say that they were working hard the other night at the defense wall at Svartsengi when they began to cool the lava. And you see the red truck, that's the fire trucks, and they were pushing the water on the lava tongue, and they were also laying pipes from the power plant to supply them with water, because you can imagine one fire truck against the volcano says, guys, hold my beer. You're doing a great job, but this is ridiculous, right? So they said before they started the lava cooling efforts that they know what they're doing, that they're well prepared. So they started to do that. They sprayed, they dosed, they had to be very careful should something collapse, that they're not too close. There's also the gas pollution and the heat from that. And here it comes. So the Sudurns Fire Protection said that they received information that the lava cooling did not go the way it was planned, as it should go. So it's not working. I mean, it was working in 1973. What's different here? So they are saying a considerable amount of water is needed to stop the lava flow. Yes, of course. And they're saying, you know, it'll become more clear in the coming days how this effort was going and what will happen next. But he said they would have needed, let's say it that way, more power in the pumping efforts, so more powerful pumps. That was also a problem in 1973, by the way. They had to bring in these pumps onto the island. I'm a little bit surprised that decades later that this is still an issue, because they have quite an advantage here. They have the power plant with the water there. They could use the Blue Lagoon pool and pump the... No, I'm not saying this. They will not empty that pool because that's the moneymaker, right? So they're saying pumping was an issue and it was difficult to throw the water far enough. That's also a problem they were facing at West Manayar, but they were dealing with this quite well. They were spraying it quite far. So I get it. I really get it that this is super dangerous. And that's what they're saying. It's dangerous to go too close with the fire truck if the lava pond above breaks. And 3 firefighters are on duty right now at this place, as it seems, and they have stopped to cool the lava yesterday. That's what MBL reports. And then they started assessing the status. So it seems they stopped because it wasn't working. That's my only explanation, because the lava didn't stop coming, right? They said we're evaluating whether further lava cooling is necessary. And they say that yesterday's, so the June 18th, the day before yesterday, these actions were just an experiment. Well, before they started, they were quite confident. They said, we know what we're doing and yada, yada, yada. So that they really did sound, we can get it done. It wasn't an experiment, but who can blame them? I mean, this is unprecedented, right? The only thing that I am surprised, and that's not their fault, because they were talking about cooling efforts for lava in relation to Grindavik back last year, when all these eruptions started and the threat to destroy Grindavik occurred because of that lava. They were talking about lava cooling efforts. And given the experience they gained in 1973, they knew that they need powerful pumps, that they can't get too close. I'm just surprised that they are not prepared for that, that they didn't, just in case, get enough powerful pumps so that they could, let's say, lay the pipes from the Svartsengi power plant and not need a fire truck in between that would be endangered. That's a little bit, guys, let me know. Do you know why? Do you know a solution for that? And guys, while I was editing the video, I found the answer. So they did order the equipment, almost 500 million Icelandic kronas, but it seems that they were too late with ordering this. And I'm surprised, because they said that they already did think about this last year and they still don't have this equipment after all these returning and repeated eruptions. So they're very late with that, and I'm quite surprised. So probably they will not have sufficient equipment for this eruption. Let's hope that they won't need it. They will probably have it for the next one. They're saying they did manage to stop the advancing of that lava that was creeping over the defense wall with the dozers and the water. And they're saying it was stopped, but it was still an experiment. And it was an experiment to see if and how this would work. So they say they were glad that the lava did not cause the problems that it could have caused had it flown into the power plant. But it seems to me they're not too confident that this is a way to move forward. And then they announced that they came to the conclusion that they will not need to restart the lava cooling at this time. That's what the director of communications of the civil defense has said. They said Grindavik's fire brigade, together with other responders, started lava cooling at the defense wall, and an attempt was made to cool the lava with work machines, which was difficult but eventually succeeded. The lava cooling started last night and ended this morning of yesterday. So they're saying they need to pay close attention now to the lava lake that is forming there at Sillingerfell. So that's their task for the next few days, to see or evaluate whether this lava will flow towards that defense wall again. And they're saying, although the lava moves slowly right now, it can move quickly as soon as the pond has reached its maximum fill capacity again. And in light of that, I mean, Svartsengi has the most problems right now. Grindavik doesn't. The only problem that Grindavik has is the air pollution, and the Blue Lagoon has that too. But they're reporting, and that's quite strange, that an unusual number of people spent the night in Grindavik are in homes in Grindavik. It used to be, when there was no danger, about 20 to 30 homes that were occupied, but that has doubled now. About 60 homes were occupied. So is this because of the fish processing plants? Do they place their workers there in Grindavik? That happened over the weekend. So I'm thinking maybe they're not working over the weekend. I don't know. Fish processing, is this non-stop? Are they working in shifts? My guess, I don't know. But the mayor of Grindavik says that it's unusual. And he says, of course, it varies depending on the day and the situation in the town at any given time, how many people are staying overnight. But this weekend, it was like between 60 houses. And this is the most that has happened since everything has begun. So interesting. I think if the next lava waterfall will come from this lava lake, Svartsengi will have a serious problem. And if the liquid lava starts breaching the defense wall, it flows fast, so everyone needs to get out of its way. They can't just stand in front of it and spray at it, maybe from the side, but that's a very, very risky endeavor, because it seems with the equipment that they have, they need to get quite close to be able to reach the lava with the water, and that's not possible if there's this fast flowing lava again. So interesting guys. The same thing, check out my videos about what's going on in Italy right now. Study has said the volcano has reached a breaking point. What that means, if you want to know that, check out this video here in the end screen. Mount St. Helens in the US is rumbling again, so the volcanoes are telling us stories. And Silky here and the coffee, we're here to report about that, to discuss this with you together, guys. Thank you so much for your support. You're awesome. Stay with me if you're new here. Subscribe, leave this video a like, guys, to push it out a little bit more. I'll see you very, very soon. Stay safe. Bye-bye.